This is not a book about worst-case scenarios. This is a manual for the moment the worst-case scenario becomes real. It is a simple guide to absolute survival when the systems fail, when the sirens stop wailing and the power grid goes silent. You may have only seconds to react. The next hour of listening will give you the strategy. It will tell you what to do when your instincts tell you to panic. You will learn to defeat the invisible enemy of radiation. You will learn to purify water, to manage waste, and to find the strength to survive the long days ahead. Stop worrying about what might happen. Start mastering what you must do. This is the Nuclear Survival Guide. Turn up the volume, listen closely. Your first lesson begins now.
The signal and the reflex. You are listening to this because you know the world has changed. The era of warnings is over, and the event is now happening. This guide is your anchor. Take a deep breath. Focus on my voice. Panic is the first enemy you must defeat. We are going to walk through the first few terrifying seconds of a global conflict. This is not about geopolitics, and this is not about fear. This is about physics and biology, and keeping you alive. Let us begin with the signal. It might come as a wailing siren across your city. It might come as a jarring emergency alert on your phone. Or it might come as a sudden, silent flash of light brighter than the sun. If you see that flash, do not look at it. This is the most critical rule of the first second. Turning to look at the fireball can instantly blind you. If you cannot see, you cannot survive. Your body has a reflex to look, but you must fight it. If you see the light or hear the warning, your reaction must be instant. Do not freeze. Do not run into a window to see what is happening. Glass is about to become shrapnel. If you are indoors, drop to the floor immediately. Get under a sturdy table or a desk if one is within reach. If there is no cover, lie flat on the floor, face down. Do not curl into a fetal position. Lie flat. Your goal is to make yourself as small a target as possible for the blast wave that is coming. Cover the back of your head and your neck with your hands. Keep your mouth slightly open to equalize the pressure in your ears. Close your eyes tight. If you are outdoors, do not run for your car. Your car is a metal trap that offers zero protection against radiation or blast pressure. Get off the street. Find a depression in the ground or lie flat against a solid wall. Ensure the wall is between you and the flash. Now, you wait. This is the hardest part. Light travels faster than sound. You have seen the flash, but the shock wave is still traveling toward you. It may take 30 seconds. It may take 2 minutes. Do not get up. Do not assume the danger has passed because it is silent. Stay down. When the blast wave hits, it will feel like the world is ending. It will pass. But do not move yet. Debris will continue to fall, and a second shock wave often follows the first, as the air rushes back into the vacuum. Count to 60 after the wind stops. Only then is it time to move. You have survived the first few minutes. Now, you must make a choice. If the attack was conventional, with fire and regular explosives, you evacuate. But if there was a flash, if the sky is darkening, if this is nuclear, you do not run. You do not get in your car and join the gridlock on the highway. You are going to stay exactly where you are or move deeper inside. Running exposes you to the fallout that is about to rain down. We will cover this in the next chapter. For now, understand this. You are alive. You are thinking. And because you are thinking, you can survive. Let us move to the next 15 minutes.
The Golden Quarter. The shaking has stopped. The roar of the blast is fading. You are alive, but the clock has started ticking. You are now in the most critical phase of your survival. We call this the golden quarter. You have approximately 15 minutes before the radioactive dust begins to fall from the sky. This fallout is the deadly ash carried by the wind from the explosion site. It is heavy and it is lethal, but it takes time to arrive. Do not waste these 15 minutes. Do not check your phone. The networks are likely down, and staring at a screen will not save you. Action will save you. Your first move is a safety check. Look around you. Is there fire? If the building is burning or structurally unsound, you must leave immediately. Move to the nearest standing concrete structure. If there is no fire, stay where you are. Do not go outside to see the damage. Curiosity is fatal. You must now move to the safest part of your building. We call this the core. If you are in a house with a basement, go there immediately. If you do not have a basement, go to the center of the house, a hallway or closet away from the exterior walls. If you are in an apartment building or an office tower, do not go to the roof. Do not go to the top floors. Radiation from fallout settles on the roof and shines downward through the ceiling. You want to be in the middle floors. If the building has 10 floors, go to floor 5. You want concrete above you and concrete below you. Do not use the elevator. The power grid is unstable and you could be trapped. Take the stairs. As you move to the core, grab what you can. You are looking for 3 things: water, warmth, and information. Grab bottles of water or fill a pot from the tap if the pressure still works. Grab blankets or coats or sleeping bags. Grab a battery-powered radio if you have one. Do not spend time packing a suitcase. Grab the items and move. Once you are in your core, you must seal the envelope. This means stopping the airflow from the outside. If the windows are broken, you cannot seal them now. You must simply get away from them. But you can control the mechanical systems. Turn off the air conditioner. Turn off the furnace. Close the fireplace damper. Close the vents in the bathroom and the kitchen. You must stop the building from sucking in the poisoned air that is coming. If you were outside when the flash happened, you have one more task. You might have dust on your clothes already. This dust is dangerous. Remove your outer layer of clothing immediately. Take off your jacket and your shoes. Do not shake them. Shaking them puts the poison back into the air you are breathing. Gently place them in a plastic bag and seal it. If you have no bag, put them in the corner as far away from you as possible. This simple act removes 90% of the radioactive material from your person. Now sit down. Check your watch. If 15 minutes have passed, the window is closed. Do not open the door for anyone who arrives late. This is the hardest decision you will ever make, but you must protect the core. The fallout is beginning to settle on the roof and on the ground outside. It sounds like rain, or it may be completely silent, but it is there. You are now in your fortress. In the next chapter, we will build your defenses.
The fortress. You are in the core of your building. You have shut out the airflow. You have your water and your warmth, but you are not safe yet. The walls of a standard house or an office building are not enough. They will stop the fallout dust from touching your skin, but they will not stop the gamma radiation. Gamma radiation is invisible energy. It travels in straight lines like light. It passes through wood and drywall and glass as if they were not there. To stop it, you need mass. You need weight. We are going to build a shelter inside your shelter. We call this the inner refuge. Look around you. You are looking for dense, heavy materials. Books are excellent shielding. Paper is heavy and compact. Mattresses are good. Furniture is good. Water is best. Water weighs 8 pounds per gallon and it stops radiation effectively. If you have filled pots or buckets, bring them close.
Now, we build. Find a sturdy table or a desk in the center of your room. This will be the frame of your cave. If you do not have a table, take a door off its hinges and prop it up on stacks of books or cinder blocks. You need a space just big enough to lie down in. It will be cramped. It will be uncomfortable. That is how you know it is working. If you are comfortable, you are likely exposed. Now you must add the shielding. Stack your materials on top of the table and all around the sides. You are building a tunnel. Pile the books and the mattresses on top. Line the sides with dressers, sofas, or stacks of magazines. You want to create a barrier between you and the outside world. Think of the radiation like a cold wind blowing from every direction. It comes from the roof. It comes from the walls. It comes from the ground outside. You need a wall of mass between you and that wind. The thicker the wall, the better. 6 inches of books will cut the radiation in half. 12 inches will cut it to 1/4. 18 inches will cut it to 1/8. Every inch of junk you stack around you buys you time. Do not leave the entrance wide open. Build a turn in the entranceway or block it with a backpack once you crawl inside. Radiation does not turn corners easily. This small, dark cave is your universe for the next 48 hours. You will sleep here. You will eat here. You will not leave this space for the bathroom. You will use a bucket or a jar. This sounds extreme. It is extreme. But outside of your fortress, the radiation levels are peaking. Right now, the invisible storm is raging at its maximum intensity. By building this cave, you are essentially hiding from the storm. Get inside. Lie down. Stay low. The air in there will get warm and stale. That is fine. Conserve your energy. You have done the physical work. Now begins the mental work. Now begins the wait.
The invisible enemy. You are now inside your fortress. It is dark. It is cramped, and outside your mind is creating monsters. You are thinking about radiation. It is the most terrifying aspect of this event because you cannot see it, you cannot smell it, and you cannot feel it until it is too late. But you need to understand what is happening outside to conquer that fear. Radiation is not magic, it is physics, and physics follows rules. The radioactive fallout outside is essentially dirt and debris that was sucked up into the fireball and cooked with energy. It is now falling back to Earth. It is hot with energy. But here is the good news. This energy burns itself out very quickly. Radioactive iodine and strontium are unstable. They want to become stable again. To do that, they release their energy, and then they die. Your greatest ally right now is time. Every second that ticks by on your watch, the danger outside is decreasing. We use a formula called the 7-10 rule. Memorize this. It will keep you sane while you wait in the dark. Here is how it works. For every 7-fold increase in time after the explosion, the radiation level drops by a factor of 10. Let us do the math together. Let us assume that at 1 hour after the blast, the radiation level outside is 1,000 units. That is a lethal dose. But apply the rule. 7 times 1 hour is 7 hours. By hour 7, the radiation has dropped to 10% of its original strength. It is now down to 100 units. It is still dangerous, but it is 10 times safer than it was at the start. Now we multiply 7 hours by 7 again. That gives us 49 hours, roughly 2 days. By the end of 2 days, the radiation has dropped another factor of 10. It is now at 1% of its original strength. It is down to 10 units. This is why we told you to stay in your fortress for 48 hours. Those first 2 days are the difference between life and death. If you run outside in hour 1, you absorb the full force of the storm. If you wait until hour 49, the storm has lost 99% of its power. After 2 weeks, the levels will be down to 0.1%. This does not mean it is safe to go for a walk. It means the acute, immediate danger is passing. While you wait, you might feel sick. You might feel nauseous. Do not panic. Nausea is a symptom of radiation sickness, but it is also a symptom of extreme terror and adrenaline withdrawal. Vomiting does not mean you're dying. It means you are human and you are under extreme stress. Stay hydrated. Stay still. Visualize the isotopes outside burning themselves out. Imagine them like a fire that is slowly running out of wood. The fire was raging when you entered the shelter. Now it is becoming embers. Soon it will be ash. You are winning the waiting game. But as the radiation fades, a new problem arises. You have been in this box for 2 days. You are thirsty, and the taps have stopped working. In the next chapter, we will find water.
The rule of threes. You have survived the blast. You have survived the initial radiation storm. Now your body is making demands. Your throat is dry and your head is pounding. You are entering the next phase of survival, biology. To survive this phase, you must understand the rule of threes. You can survive 3 minutes without air. You can survive 3 days without water. You can survive 3 weeks without food. Do not worry about food yet. Hunger hurts, but thirst kills. After 3 days without water, your cognitive function collapses. You will make mistakes, and in this environment, mistakes are fatal. So we must find water. Do not simply turn on the tap and drink. The municipal water system may be compromised. It may be contaminated with sewage or fallout particles. It may simply be dry because the pumps have failed without electricity. You need to find the safe water that is already inside your home. Your house is a storage tank if you look in the right places. First, check your hot water heater. This is a cylinder usually found in the basement or utility closet. It holds 30 to 50 gallons of clean, drinkable water. To access it, turn off the gas or electric heater first. Locate the drain valve at the bottom. Connect a garden hose or place a bucket underneath it. Open the valve and let gravity do the work. Be careful as the water may still be scalding hot. Second, check your toilet. Do not drink from the bowl. Drink from the tank. The tank on the back of the toilet contains gallons of clean municipal water. Unless you use a chemical drop-in cleaner that turns the water blue, this water is safe to use. If you have drained the heater and the toilet, you must look elsewhere. If you collect rainwater or river water, you must treat it. Water from the outside may contain bacteria and parasites. It may also contain radioactive dust. You must filter it first. Pour the water through a thick towel or a shirt. Layers of fabric will catch the physical dirt and the radioactive fallout particles suspended in the water. It does not remove dissolved chemicals, but it removes the dust. Once it is filtered, you must kill the biology. Boiling is the gold standard. Bring the water to a rolling boil for 1 minute. This kills everything. But boiling uses fuel, and fuel is precious. If you cannot boil, use bleach. You need regular, unscented household bleach. Do not use the splashless kind or the scented kind. Here is the recipe. For every gallon of clear water, add 8 drops of bleach. If the water is cloudy, use 16 drops. Shake it or stir it, then let it sit for 30 minutes. This waiting period is vital. The bleach needs time to kill the pathogens. When you open the container, it should smell slightly like a swimming pool. If it does not smell like chlorine, add another 8 drops and wait another 15 minutes. If it still has no smell, discard it. It contains too many contaminants to be safe. Drink only when necessary. Do not ration water if you are thirsty. This sounds contradictory, but it is a medical fact. Your body cannot function on sips. If you have water, drink it until you are hydrated. Saving water in a bottle while your body shuts down from dehydration is a bad strategy. Store the water in your body. You have secured your air. You have secured your water. But what goes in must come out. The sewage systems are down. The toilets do not flush. If you do not manage this, you will breed disease right inside your shelter. In the next chapter, we will talk about the silent killer, sanitation.
The silent killer. We need to talk about the subject nobody wants to discuss: waste. In a survival situation, ignoring this topic is fatal. History teaches us a brutal lesson. In almost every prolonged siege or collapse, disease has killed more people than weapons. Dysentery and cholera are the armies that follow the war. They are the silent killers, and they breed in filth. Right now, the municipal sewage pumps are likely dead. If you flush your toilet, nothing happens, or worse, the waste backs up into your home. Do not flush the toilet. Tape the handle down if you have to. You must create a new system immediately. If you fail to manage human waste, you will contaminate your living space within 48 hours. You need the twin bucket system. This is the standard for disaster sanitation. You need 2 5-gallon buckets. Mark them clearly. Bucket 1 is for liquids. Urine is generally sterile when it leaves the body. It is heavy, but it is relatively safe to handle. You can dump bucket 1 outside, in a drain, or on the earth, away from your water source. Do not mix it with the solids. Separating liquids reduces the smell and makes the dangerous waste easier to manage. Bucket 2 is for solids. This is the dangerous bucket. This contains the pathogens that cause disease. Line this bucket with a heavy-duty trash bag. You need a cover material. Cat litter is ideal. Ash from a fire is excellent. Dry dirt or sand will work. After every use, cover the waste completely with a layer of your chosen material. This dries it out, it reduces the smell, and most importantly, it prevents flies from landing on the waste and transferring bacteria to your food. Keep a tight lid on this bucket. When the bag is half full, seal it. Do not wait until it is overflowing. Tie it tight, then double bag it. Store these bags in a designated area far away from your food and water. If it is safe to go outside, bury them. Dig a hole 2 feet deep. Cover it well. Mark the spot so you do not dig there again. Now look at your hands. They are your tools. They feed you. They tend to your wounds. If they are dirty, you are poisoning yourself. You must wash your hands after dealing with waste and before you touch any food. But water is precious. Do not run the tap to wash. Use a spray bottle if you have one. A mixture of water and a tiny amount of bleach is a powerful sanitizer. Spray your hands and rub them together. If you have alcohol-based hand sanitizer, use it, but save it for the critical moments. Finally, keep your body clean. You do not need a shower. A damp cloth and a small basin of water is enough. Focus on the critical areas, under the arms, the groin, the feet. Staying clean prevents skin infections, but it also does something else. It reminds you that you are human. It reminds you that you are civilized. When the world is chaotic, order begins with your own hygiene. You have secured your shelter. You have water. You have a sanitation plan. Now the adrenaline is fading and your stomach is growling. In the next chapter, we will open the pantry. The pantry and rationing. The urge to eat is powerful. Your body has burned through its adrenaline reserves and is now demanding energy. But unlike water, which you must drink when thirsty, food must be managed strictly. The golden rule of survival food is this: do not consume a calorie today that you might need tomorrow. You are not starving yet. You are rationing. The first step is a full inventory of your food stores. Get a pen and paper. Do not guess. Write down every package. Now organize your food into 3 piles. Pile 1 is perishable. This is your fresh food, your milk, your eggs, your vegetables, your butter. These items must be eaten first. They will spoil quickly without refrigeration. Do not save them hoping the power comes back. Eat them. Pile 2 is semi-perishable. This is your bread, your dry pasta, your sugar, your condiments. These items will last for weeks, but they are not long-term storage. These should be your primary meals for the first week. Pile 3 is long-term storage. These are your canned goods, your dried beans, your rice, your whole grains. This pile is sacred. This food must be saved for the long haul. It is your life insurance for the future. Now for the critical rationing strategy. You need to survive for 3 weeks before the 3 weeks without food rule even applies. You are aiming for 1,200 calories per person per day, minimum. This is less than you are used to. You will be hungry, but you will not starve. Remember this. If you are just sitting in your shelter, you do not need as many calories. You must remain physically inactive to conserve energy. Do not move unnecessarily. Do not pace. Energy saved is food earned. If you must cook, you must conserve fuel. Cooking on an electric stove is out of the question. If you have a camp stove, use it sparingly. Do not cook beans and rice the way you usually do. Boiling rice or dried beans takes 20 minutes of fuel. You cannot waste that. Instead, use cold soaking. Place your dry goods, like pasta or beans, in a container of water at room temperature. Let them soak overnight for 12 to 24 hours. This method rehydrates them and makes them safe to eat without boiling. It works surprisingly well for most grains. This is not a gourmet meal, but it is a survival tactic that saves propane and wood. Now, a very important warning about water and food. Do not eat if you are dehydrated. Digestion requires water. If you eat food when your body is low on water, you will pull the water out of your cells to process the meal. This makes dehydration worse. Prioritize water, always. If you are rationing water, you are rationing food. Once you are hydrated, and only then, you can eat your 1,200 calories for the day. And finally, share food in your household equally. This is not a time for hierarchy. The only way to survive the long term is as a unit. If one person is weak, the whole group is vulnerable. Your pantry is now managed. But what if you get sick or someone breaks a limb? Help is not coming on the outside. In the next chapter, we will become the field medic.
The field medic. The world outside is collapsing, but inside your body, things can still go wrong. A sharp edge in the debris, a trip on the stairs in the dark, a sudden severe sickness. Help is not on its way. You are now the doctor, the nurse, and the surgeon. You must be decisive and focused. We focus on 2 major areas of concern: trauma and infection. First, let us talk about stopping the bleed. A deep cut can kill faster than anything else. If you have a bleed, you must apply pressure immediately. Use the cleanest cloth available. Do not lift the cloth to check if the bleeding has stopped. Press down, hard. If the blood soaks through the cloth, do not remove it. Place a second cloth on top of the first and keep pressing. If the wound is on a limb and the bleeding is severe, you must consider a tourniquet. A tourniquet is a band placed high and tight on the arm or leg. It is designed to cut off all blood flow to the wound. It is painful, but it saves a life. Use a strip of strong cloth or a scarf. Tighten it with a stick or a sturdy pencil until the bleeding stops completely. Write down the time you applied it. It should be loosened slightly every hour if possible, to save the limb, but in a crisis, keeping the blood inside is the only priority. Next, we consider burns. If someone is burned from fire or friction, do not put butter or oil or any kitchen products on the wound. This traps the heat in the skin. This is a myth that must be ignored. The only treatment for a burn is cool water. Apply cool water or a cool compress to the burn for at least 10 minutes. If the burn is small and has not broken the skin, you can use honey. Pure honey is a natural antibiotic. A thin layer can prevent infection and promote healing. Now let us talk about sickness inside the shelter. We talked about the nausea that comes from radiation sickness. If you are nauseous, your goal is to stay hydrated. Sip water slowly. Do not gulp. If someone has severe diarrhea or vomiting, you must replenish the electrolytes. You need salt and sugar in water. Mix 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 6 teaspoons of sugar into 1 liter of clean water. This simple formula is the World Health Organization's standard for fighting dehydration. It can be the difference between a minor illness and a catastrophic shutdown of the body. If someone has a fever, your goal is to cool them down without using valuable medicine. Remove blankets and clothing. Use a damp rag on the forehead and the armpits. A fever means the body is fighting an infection. Support the body. Don't fight the fever aggressively unless it is dangerously high. Finally, keep wounds clean to prevent infection. Clean them daily with salt water. Do not use iodine or alcohol in large amounts on a wound. It damages the tissue that is trying to heal. Salt water is an excellent wound wash. Survival is not about heroics. It is about management. It is about attention to detail. It is about small acts of kindness to the weak. Your group is a collection of resources. The strongest person can carry the heaviest load. The weakest person can stir the broth. You must now turn your attention outward. You are safe, but others may be in danger, and your survival depends on them too. In the next chapter, we will talk about the tribe. Security and defense in a collapsing world.
The tribe and security. You have held your ground alone for 3 days. This is a testament to your preparation. But long-term survival is almost never a solo mission. Human beings are programmed to live in groups. A collapse means the failure of institutions. It does not mean the failure of humanity. Your greatest long-term resource is not a can of beans or a medical kit. It is other people. Your survival now depends on moving from a lone wolf to a tribe. First, you must secure your immediate neighborhood. This is not about being aggressive. This is about being smart. Assume that some people did not prepare. Assume that some people are panicking. As radiation levels drop, you need a way to communicate and defend without violence. Form a neighborhood watch. Assign roles to every person who joins your core group. Do not allow anyone to be idle. A person with a purpose is a stable person. You need a medic. You need a communication expert who can operate the radio. You need a guard who watches the perimeter. And you need a scavenger who organizes the supply runs. This structure prevents chaos and boredom. Next, you must understand light and noise discipline. The night is dangerous.
Any light you use inside your shelter will broadcast your location and your resources to the outside world. Close all curtains and block all windows completely. Use red cellophane over your flashlights. Red light preserves your night vision and is less visible from a distance than white light. This is critical. Silence is also a weapon. Move quietly. Talk softly. Do not use music or television that can be heard outside. Your location is your secret. Keep it that way. If you must scavenge for supplies, always go out in groups of 2 or 3. Never go alone. One person carries the supplies. One person is focused only on security. You are not looking for confrontation. You are looking for avoidance. The goal of every run is to be invisible. Take what you need and leave immediately. And a word about defense. The best defense is not a weapon. The best defense is a locked door and a silent house. If someone attempts to gain entry to your shelter, you must use non-lethal deterrence first. Shouting and noise can drive people away without violence. If you rely on a firearm, you must be absolutely prepared to use it. The moment you draw a weapon, you escalate the conflict. And every conflict uses precious energy and risks injury. Violence is the last resort. Community is the first. Your group now has a routine. You have tasks. You have defenses. But this new life is hard on the mind. The emotional burden of survival can break even the strongest person. In the final chapter, we will talk about the most powerful tool you have, the mindset. How to keep the will to live burning bright.
The mindset of survival. You have mastered the physical skills. You have built the fortress. You have secured the water. You have established the tribe. But all of these defenses can be defeated by a single enemy: despair. The will to live is the most important survival tool you possess. When the mind breaks, the body follows quickly. Your greatest task now is maintaining your psychological health. This requires routine and it requires hope. First, establish a rigid daily schedule. The loss of civilization is the loss of predictability. You must bring order back to your world immediately. Wake up at the same time every day. Eat your small ration at the same time every day. Have designated times for chores, for sanitation, for guard duty, and for personal time. A schedule gives the mind a rhythm to follow. It removes the paralyzing choice of what to do next. A routine is a statement that life is not over. Next, use small victories to build momentum. Survival can feel like an endless series of deprivations. You must combat this feeling by celebrating small successes. Successfully repairing a broken window, finding an extra half-gallon of water, boiling the water without contaminating the shelter. Acknowledge these wins. They prove that you are competent and capable. This is the antidote to the feeling of helplessness. Now, let us talk about psychological first aid. If someone in your group becomes hysterical or panics, your reaction must be calm and non-aggressive. A hysterical person is not choosing to panic. Their body has been flooded with trauma chemicals. Do not shout at them. Do not tell them to calm down. Instead, speak to them in a low, soothing voice. Give them a simple task that requires focus. Ask them to sort a pile of beans or check the radio batteries. Focus their mind on an external, simple object until the trauma passes. Comfort items are also essential. Do not discard small, non-essential items that provide comfort. A deck of cards, a favorite book, a piece of candy, a small toy for a child. These are not luxuries. They are anchors to your previous life.
They are vital for maintaining morale and perspective. Use them sparingly, but use them. Finally, the most important fuel for your mind is hope. Do not let yourself or others dwell on the destruction. Focus on the future. Talk about what you will rebuild. Talk about the new garden you will plant when the air is safe. Talk about the stories you will tell when the crisis is over. Do not wait for rescue. Rescue is a gift. Survival is an action. You are not passively waiting for the government or the authorities to arrive. You are actively building a new life. You have the tools, you have the knowledge, and you have the mindset. This book is now over. The action is now yours. Good luck, and be safe.
You have finished the journey. You are now equipped with the knowledge required to survive the worst day of your life. Remember the pillars of this guide. Do not panic. Control the reflex that tells you to run. Instead, control the fear with action. Your first 48 hours are a race against time and an invisible enemy. The best defense is mass. The deepest protection is a basement or the center of a sturdy structure. You do not need to fight the entire world. You only need to fight the time decay of the radiation outside your door. Prioritize the rule of threes: air, water, food, in that order. Treat your body like a machine. Water is the most important fuel. Do not ration water when you are thirsty. Ration food. And remember the silent killer. Sanitation is survival. If the community around you collapses, do not become a lone wolf. Community is your greatest resource. Work together. Share the burden. Assign the roles. The strength of the tribe will sustain you through the long recovery. Finally, keep your mind strong. Maintain your routine. Find small victories every day to fuel your hope. The physical threat will pass. The spirit is the last thing that should falter. The information you have absorbed is not theoretical. It is operational. Now is the time to gather the supplies and check the core of your home. Prepare today so that when the signal comes, your reaction is not fear. Your reaction is survival. We wish you and your family the absolute best. Be safe.